Hey, Boo Boo.
Hey there.
How are
Welcome
you?
to the Gemini show. I'm Mary.
Hey. I'm Shanna. Cheers.
Cheers. I hate that we have to do this apart, but we live in different states, and with the restrictions right now, this is what it is.
This is our new norm.
It really is. I think we talk every day like this. So, FaceTime, all kinds of stuff going on. So,
Right. So we just said, why not just make a podcast? Because this is
we're
what we
so
do.
funny. How about that? We talk about so much shit, so much stuff going on with women, and
I like how you switch
just
that up. We talk about so much shit. I mean, stuff. It's
yeah.
like
Well, a lot of it is bullshit.
you're censoring yourself. Shit stuff. Oh. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm saying
man.
bullshit and important stuff put together. We do talk about
It's
definitely.
just a Gemini tornado. Like we talk about like 50 million things
That's a
at
good way
one
to
time.
put it. That's definitely a good way to put it. It's a tornado, especially because the purpose of the show being called the Gemini show or Gem in I show is because we are both Geminis. Your birthday is the day after mine, which is crazy.
Right.
And we are sisters in love. So who would have thought that I would marry in to have a sister with the birthday the day after mine?
So we call each other. I'm just like, happy birthday, sis. I love you so much. Have the best day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Right. And then the next day we switch it. Happy birthday, sis. Can't wait to hang out. So the cool thing about this is that we get to like plan travel, like birthday vacations and travel together for our birthdays. I've never really been able to do that because none of my immediate family has a birthday. Well, my dad's birthday is the day before me, but do you think he wants to go to Los Cabos with me?
Also, with you saying that though, this can kind of start our podcast too today. Like just whatever random. Also, you can't vacation with everybody.
You cannot. That is great, yes.
I like go with you and Sean, and it's like Adam and I, we have so much fun with y'all. We go with other people, we're just like, because everybody doesn't hang out like everybody does. You can say like, oh, we kick it, we do this, we do that, or whatever. But it's like, what is your level of kick it though? Like, are you always on 10, or do you got like a middle like type deal? Like,
are you in bed at 10? Are you in bed at 2? Like, which one are you?
Or do you ever go to bed at all? And you just
right? Yeah. See, I'm
not saying that's a bad time. I'm not saying that's a bad time, but the way my life is set up, I can't hang.
We thought we could. Back in the day, maybe in our 20s, we could. So I think the purpose of this show was to just like, we enjoy like having conversations, and it's conversations around everything, right? It's around being moms. It's around being minority. It's around being career, oriented, and it's around just having a good time. Geminis love to have fun. Like we cannot sit still. Like we talk to everybody, we hang out with everyone. Like you said, we know our limits, but we know that we are a good time. And when we talk to each other, it's just so fun. And I was like, well, I'm down. If this is what you want to do, I am so down, because we talk to each other like every day.
Every day. Like a long time too. Like
right. So why not let other people enjoy the conversation, right?
Right. Yeah.
So one of the things, so today on our first episode, this is our very first episode. So if we sound funny, if we look funny, if we
I don't look funny,
either way, it's our first episode. So forgive us and enjoy the natural conversations that we have. And today we are going to talk about motivational quotes. Like, motivational quotes are something that women love. Like, not just me, not just a Gemini, all women. Like, do you know how many times when I wake up in the morning and I go on Facebook, like someone has posted, or Instagram or Twitter, someone has posted an emotional, I said emotional, because
Like,
they're usually emotional when they post them.
It really just depends on like the person that day, like how you feeling. Like, I'll tell you this, like I go to the gym and it might be like, I know I killed my workout that day. So basically it's just like the way you're feeling. I just want to throw that on Instagram. Like, maybe somebody needs to be motivated. So I'm just like, shoot, I killed that. Or it starts with you, the inner you can do this, blah, 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 blah. You know, I Google a lot of stuff too.
Right. I need 1 second. 1 second. I'm coming right back. I promise.
Yes.
Girl, I didn't need my laptop to die on me.
But anyways, it's just like, it's kind of like all in how you feel. Like, I mean, sappy.
But I like how you said that, though, that it may be that I feel that someone else needs to see this.
Right. Or feel how you feel. Like, you got to get them motivated. Or got to get them motivated. And like, they don't necessarily have to be on your level at the time, but at least they could be like, oh, shoot, you know, that's motivating. Let's get up and go. I mean, you can see quotes all day, but sometimes it's the person that's doing it that gets you in the mood to go.
Yo, how many times have you seen a quote go down your feed and you're like, damn, I needed that today. you thought your day was going so well and you're like, oh, I'm good. Like a little like attitude behind it, but you're like, I'm good. And then you see something and it was like, damn, that hit me. That like was for me.
Or you have the quotes that are throwing shade. You know, we know those. But also it's just like, it's all in how you're feeling that day. Like, some things might hit you differently. And some people don't even understand. But then it's like, have you ever seen somebody like go through their stories? I'm not a person that goes through stories, so whatever. Like, ever. I never click on anybody's story to see what they're doing. Oh, I click on my sister so I can see my new little nephew because I haven't met him in person yet. That's about it. I might click on yours. I'm sorry, but that, I know you. You gonna tell me.
You already know what my story is gonna be. It's either it's either I'm at the gym or I'm eating. One or the other.
But you never really post stories to be like, you'll actually put a freaking thing on, what is it? What do you call it? I am so out of the social, what is it? Verbiage. Like, I don't even know. Like, you'll post like not a story, but you'll post an
just like a post on my timeline.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I like that. Like, I like those shit, but I will not look at people's stories. I don't know. For some reason, it's just kind of like, really? And I don't even have that many followers, but whatever. But, you know, some of them, I forget where I was going with that. See? trying to figure out like what I'm trying to say. I'm just like, oh my God, I just forgot that. So
I just feel like emotional quotes are, I call them emotional. They're really motivational, but they hit you in a certain place. Either they hit you when you see it and you're like, I think someone has got to benefit from this because it made me feel good reading it. And then there's those that hit me like, damn,
this how I'm feeling today.
Beat my ass like the minute I read it. And I'm like, ooh, that was definitely for me.
You'd be like, yeah, that was definitely for me. Or I know somebody who needs to see this shit. So I am throwing shade. So I'm throw this right up on here. If the shoe fits, wear it.
Right. So that's another side to it. Why do some people feel that it's aimed at them? Like, sometimes do we put it on there and we're aiming at people like friends are this and family is this or whatever, blood is thicker than water, like things like that. Are people aiming on social media at people, or are you just thinking like,
oh no, most definitely there's nothing on social media, that's why it's social. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's the media. There's nothing that you're going to post on there that you don't want somebody to see. Not at all. There's nothing that you're going to post on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat that you don't want a certain, or, Twitter, that you don't want a certain somebody to see.
Right.
That's what it's for. If you take a shot, if you're shooting your shot, like there's just something that you're doing.
You're shooting at something.
Right. So.
Okay.
You feel me?
Do you have like a favorite quote or something that helps you through the day? Are those like today's Monday, manic Monday, or be positive today? Like I've seen a lot of those quotes and I'm like, fuck you, it's Monday. It's fucking Monday. Like, don't try to make it
There's
like
nothing happy about Mondays. Just
right.
let it be. Like, I don't know. I think a good quote is always good. My whole thing is like lately I've been on this podcast train, and I really like some speakers just like really, really speak to you. Like I love Trent Shelton. He speaks to you. I love Rachel Hollis. She speaks. There's a lot of them that I haven't actually heard, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good speakers out there. But, just listening to him and his motivation every morning, like he has something for everybody, no matter what it is.
Right.
And so I like listening
and it's
to
really digging deep into yourself, right? Like
that's true.
Like he's talking to you and you're like, I feel that. I feel where that's coming from.
I do. I'll be in my cubicle like
let me type a few things, and then you stop like
I swear, I'll be sitting there, I swear, like if it's a Friday, Fridays, I only make appearances. So already on top, you're only getting 1% of me working. Okay. That's it. That's real stuff. Shout out to my job. I hope you ain't listening.
But I think they'll understand. I think everyone is like that on Fridays though, because it's like it's Friday. It's time for work. How was it in Atlanta? It's Friday. It's Friday. Like I forgot, but when I lived in Atlanta, like Fridays were the day. I think that's changed since I'm working from home now. I feel like every day is a Monday in California.
Oh yeah,
but you're still going into work, so you need those that motivation,
boo.
Right? And you need that motivation podcast while you're in there. So I feel
Absolutely. I mean, speaking of that, let's go to that. So, what is the most annoying as fuck thing that is going on with you right now, like today? Like, I can't even leave with anything right now because I have like so much.
Right.
And we
so
would be on this
let's go
podcast
into this
for like
saying
5
that
days.
Annoying as fuck to us is pet peeves that we have on how people and just life is at a certain time, and you're like, I can't deal with this shit. This is ridiculous. So today's annoying as fuck is what?
I'm gonna have to give it to, I don't know. I have quite a few of them, but it's just kind of like.
Can we do one today?
I feel like, I don't know. That's so hard because it's like, I don't know. I want to say bougie, like when people call you bougie, but I also feel like that's a little bit too much for just this first podcast because if you
no,
like
we can run back on bougie 1,000 times, believe me.
If you melt it down, you be here all day.
Like in sections. Like I think what happened when we talked about bougie previously, I think what happened was that, when 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13, whatever, when
in a pamper years ago.
Yes, when I met your brother, who is my husband, we were having tough times. Like I was a single mom at 17 years old. So I know what being down and out means. I know what, living in the hood means. So fast forward to now, and someone said to us, and you've heard this before, oh, you so bougie. You think you bougie, you would, you eat this stuff, or you drive this car, or you know, and it's like,
So time's out. So before, okay, so I know there's like a lot of people that are going to listen to be like, okay, well, that's a high. I look at Bougie and this, that, and the other. But there's levels to this, right?
Levels, yes.
So you're bougie, what you're saying right now, it's not really bougie that you're bougie. It's a jealousy thing. They're not really calling you bougie because of like you drive this and drive that or whatever.
They're calling you bougie because you don't act like them. It has nothing to do with what you have.
Thing.
You think so?
I would say it's more jealous. Yeah, like you sizing me right now, dude. like, because you eat this, because you drive that. That sounds like.
Yeah, those are petty. That's some petty shit, right? Like, are you really looking at like the small things? Oh, because you live over here, because you live over here and you don't live over there. I got that a lot. A lot lately, because you drive this car instead of that car. Like, I never understood that. How does that make you bougie? I'm not trying to be better than anybody else. I am trying to be who I want to be. This is the life I want to live.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, to be honest with you, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just like people only remember you for who you once were. Excuse me. So when you start doing good, they start seeing you do good. You start lightweight changing because you're growing as a person. You're growing with your family. You're just growing. That like hits right here because they're always going to remember you as Mary at the age of 17 as a single mom that was living in a hood that had nothing. They don't want to see you, successful, especially in the job that you have now, living in Cali. Oh shoot, girl got a house, girl got 2 cars. We good. We eat great.
I love how nobody sees the in between.
But nobody sees the hard work and dedication that you actually give to that either. They just think that, one day you woke up and you said, this is my new life. Like, it's levels to all of that. Like Adam, for instance, my husband. Why would we possibly be doing what we're doing now? It's not that he stays at work 24/7. It's not that at all. It's because my grandma's paying my freaking rent. It's because my grandma's doing all of this. I'm just like, oh, so you just discredit him. Yeah, I go through this like all the time.
And people really think that. People really think that you taking care of a elderly person, your grandmother, who is 80 years old, that got switched to grandma is paying your rent. Are you kidding me?
Right. That's right.
But so you don't take care of her. She takes
not at all. Not at all. But that's just everybody on the outside looking in. Like they don't know. They like it's jealousy. It's like, how can you be doing this good? Your husband only works for the restaurant business. How can you be doing this good? We don't expect y'all to be doing that good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
like, why does it have to be like a certain profession only makes money? I don't get that. So remember, I was telling you, I saw an article where this girl was, I think she started as like a cashier at Dollar Tree or something, and now she's like a regional manager for like a bunch of Dollar Trees, and she's driving a Benz. And she said, you can make fun of me all you want and think that I just work at Dollar Tree for $5 an hour. She said, but I worked my way up to be in like this regional office, right? Where
absolutely
she has insurance, benefits, like all kinds of benefits, bonuses. She's a freaking regional manager. And I was like, that's where we slip, is we think you have to be in a certain career or a certain way of life to be
right. But that's the ignorance of people of not doing research. Even if you do research, because I know there's a lot of people that will go online and they'll Google, oh, how much does Cracker Barrel general managers make? Okay, but if you don't know exactly what entails in that, you could make this.
Yeah, but you got to look at the state. You got to look at the state they're in. You got to look at the negotiations that happen behind that. Like,
You got to look at their experience behind that.
Right. Like someone who just learned how to work in the restaurant business is not going to make the same as someone who's been in it for years.
Right. That's right. But whatever. You know, people will be
So,
people. People are
so
going
to me,
to.
that's annoying as fuck. You're so bougie. Like, don't, yeah, just because we ain't on the same level. I'm not being bougie. I'm being me, and I'm being on the level I'm at right now. This is the level I work to be at. If I want to have a fucking convertible, I'm gonna have
Get you a
it,
convertible,
right?
boo. But then that's the whole thing in a nutshell too. It's just kind of like, I look at it like this. I'm just like, if you mad about what I have now, I really hate for you to see me in 2 years. I hate for you to see me in 5 years. It's actually 5. We'll start with 5, not 2. But shit, I switch yearly. So I mean, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you gonna be mad. You know why? Because you're so used to looking at what I'm doing. Why don't you try doing
Right.
something for yourself?
Right. You've paused your life to
To
look
be
at
nosy
someone
about other
else's.
people?
That's one thing you cannot do. You cannot pause your life to stare at other people. You have to have a plan,
Mm-hmm.
have goals. Like,
Some people's goal in life is to make sure that they make everybody else's life miserable.
and that's what we are here to say. Like, do not let other people make your life miserable. Like, stop listening to your family and your friends. I don't care if they're your best fucking friend right now. The minute they say something negative, it becomes like, you know, like this question in your mind, like, am I doing it right? Am I living life right? And it's like, there's no there's no if, ands, it's okay. We know you got kids. We good.
So I'm sitting over here pointing like, hey, get out
Get
my
out.
video. Like, this is supposed to be a mom time, mom talk, as we normally do. I got one sitting right next to me right here, and the other one just walked in. Like, really? And they know what
I
I'm doing.
relate. Believe me, Gabe just came in and was like, when are you going to be done with that laptop? Because I need it. You're 9 years old.
Right. Like, you,
What the hell?
any other time, what would you be doing right now?
Right.
Definitely not on the laptop. You on that phone. Like,
Right.
this.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Like, I
the
cannot
kids
deal.
these days. That is so crazy. So now
I
you
didn't
got
hear
both
some
of them
stuff
next
today.
to you.
Oh, both of them next to me. So we got to keep this PG unless I kick them
Okay,
out.
well, let's go into our discussion about Gemini twinning. So you and I are both Geminis, and the whole purpose in this show was that we realized we act so much alike.
We do. A lot of the
That's the
time.
craziest thing. So there are a million things that you will see online, like Geminis are this way, or Geminis do this stuff. And then, so we decided to do kind of like a last minute Gemini twinning. Like, is this true? Is this the way we are? You and I, both opinions. Today's Gemini twinning is Geminis are very protective and super loyal. Is that
That's true.
That's 100%
Geminis,
true.
yeah, it's 100% true. Geminis are so loyal. Yet. Okay, so when we find our mate, we are very loyal. We're like so freaking loyal. But we do flirt. I flirt. My husband knows I flirt. I flirt a lot. And I don't intentionally mean to. I mean,
I don't feel like flirting, like our flirting is the same as someone trying to go out and get. I feel like our flirting is to be friends, right? Have fun, to hang out.
Hey, no, it's not though. We think it's fun, but little Dilly with the little Billy, he don't think that. He's like, oh, you try to go out with me. Little Billy with the little
you
Billy.
being nice?
I don't even know how I said it.
You
right.
being nice?
Well,
you want
you smiled
at
me? Oh, you want me? Oh yeah. I'm just like, dude, like I walk around in my gym. Seriously, swear to God. You know, I'm on freaking pre-workout. I'm excited. I'm geeked. I'm just like, ooh, I'm feeling it, you know, especially you just did your last set, you're just like, oh yeah, ugh.
Right.
So you're smiling, you walking around, you feeling good, you're releasing your endorphins. Smooth. I go to a freaking Sausage Fest gym with a whole bunch of douchebags that are freaking juice heads. Swear to God, won't even lie. So it's just like 99% of the time, I'm the only, or maybe another female, are the only ones in the gym. So, okay, I got ass and titties. That's what they want to see anyway, right? So I'll be working out or whatever. I'm all pumped. I'm like, and you walk around and you smile, or you're in the music that you're listening to. And it's just like, they mistake that for, oh, she want me.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't even like smile at somebody these days. Like that's
and
what I realized.
having earphones on means nothing, because they're gonna make sure you turn that down so they can say what they want to say to you. Like, dude told me the other day, he was like, you can't be walking around here with a ring on your finger smiling like that. And why not? Like, okay, yeah. And then came back, it was like, I'm just playing. I mean, you can smile. Like, motherfucker, I know. You never, I know. Bye.
I went into the store today wearing, I didn't even match. Like I was, like, honestly, like I didn't even care. It's raining outside. I just wanted to run in and run out. I had slides on, gray socks. I don't even know where I got the socks from. Red pants, blue sweater, zip up sweater, right? No, I went in the store like that. And then someone was, or I think it was the cashier, and then the box guy, the box boy guy, because I go in there all the time, and they're like, oh, you look like you super comfortable. And I was like, yeah.
You look like shit.
This is called the I'm married outfit.
You look like shit.
Like, I ain't trying to impress nobody right now. Like,
Wait, you had on what kind of socks? I'm confused with the socks.
Right. Let me show you. Let me show you these.
Wait. Oh, that was just now?
Why I got red pants on, white shirt, and gray? Like, where did I get the purple and gray from?
I mean, it's Ohio State colors, baby, but the purple on the bottom, I mean, we take
the
them
purple
off,
and the gray did me wrong, I'm telling you. And I didn't feel like putting regular shoes on, so I put my slides on.
Flip-flop? Oh.
I had some slides, yeah. And then my sweater was like a work from my job, so it had like my job name on it. It was like blue.
So basically what you're saying, you went out looking like a hot ass
bum.
mess. A hot ass mess.
Hot fucking mess. Yes.
Hey, you was comfortable.
But
though.
You know what though? I didn't even care, because I knew what I was going for, and I knew what I was leaving with. So that's all.
You were on an alcohol mission. Nothing matters. I swear to God, I will go in busted and disgusted. Don't even care. And then, you know, you got to censor where you go, because you can't go in the liquor store with your kids. So if you have your kids, it's like, let's go to Target. Let's go down this aisle. So you go down the Target aisle or Walmart, and then you get your alcohol from there.
I do that with my husband. Like, I sneakily end up in the aisle, and he's like, like his
my husband's gonna be all for it. Adam gonna be like, shoot, what we drinking it, how we drinking it.
Right. Like, can just every man understand that? Like, when it's that day, like, you just need it. Just honestly though, we've come a long way, because it came from like you're a Gemini. You think 1,000 things in your head at one time. You probably do need a drink.
Yeah, like I was
like, when do people realize, like, that's just kind of who we are?
That is who we are. That's our personality. Like, we talk every day, like we keep saying, okay, so it's like you mentioned like 5 things, right? You're talking about like 5 different things. I'm talking about 5 different things. I'm answering your 5 different things. You're answering my five different things. And it's just like
I swear it's like 10 people talking at one time.
Exactly. And then it's like your mood goes from, oh yeah, no, F that. You know what? She's a scum. Oh, but anyways, on a positive note, whatever. So you have like 10 different emotions all in this conversation. And it's just like, you follow me, you be like, yup. Then you go through it. I'm like, yup. Dang, that was messed up, you know? And it's just like, we're both rooting each other on, giving each other advice, but it's just like, should we be giving each other advice?
Right. Like at what point does a Gemini realize you're not supposed to give another Gemini advice? Because we're super supportive of each other, right? Like, it's like,
Hey, you could be doing the
what? You
dumbest
almost
shit
kicked his
ever.
ass? What?
You
I
could be
got
doing the
you.
dumbest shit ever, and I got you. I'm gonna be like, kick his ass. And then I'm gonna be like, you know what? Then you feel bad after. You're like, damn, I shouldn't have did that.
Like
then
that
that's
was
when the emotion
that was
kicks
not
in.
supportive at all.
Right. Like, why did you? But we're not gonna ask each other why we did. Now this is the point of where you come up with like, damn.
Like,
So,
how do we remediate the situation now?
So now how
Like,
do we
we now pumped each other up to be assholes. How do we remediate
it's fine.
that?
It's fine. But I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, also Gemini's like, I don't know. A lot of people always say, like, when I meet them, they're like, y'all are crazy. And I'm just like, what makes us crazier than anybody else? Like,
What
I mean, we're crazy fun. It's just crazy fun. Like, I'm always in for a good time. I'm always into like being positive and helping somebody else, whatever. I talk to everybody at my job all the time. There's not one person in my company that does not know who I am.
Right. So I feel like people who live with us and deal with us 24/7 see the negative because they're with us so often. But then when you go to your job, or you go to a party, or you go to dinner and you talk to the waitresses like we do, right? Like, we talk to everybody. I think those people see a refreshing side of us, like, oh, they're so nice and they're so fun. But our fun is overwhelming to people who are with us 24/7. They're like, can we bring it down a notch?
Like, can you come?
Right. Can you come down to a 5 instead of a 10? Like,
Adam would be like, you're always on 10. Like, can't you just chill? Can't you just come down? And I'm just like, but I can't. Like, this is where I'm at.
But that's because our brain is going, and we're like, okay, what are we going to do next? Where are we going next? How are we?
But that's the gym. We didn't mention the eye. That's the gym. That is not that eye. That eye is something that
we'll get to the eye next time. Right now, let's talk about the gym. I'm all about the gym.
Of course, because it's positive. We don't want to tell you about the other side. Most people know. They be like, oh.
Yo, the good thing about Geminis, though, is we accept it. We will say if we are a certain way. We will like be like, yeah, I'm sorry. That's just who I am, right? Instead of saying, no, I'm not, that's not me. That's not who I am. That's not how I act. Like, I know when I switch up from being the gem to NI, right?
Right. You definitely
I know it.
when
the next morning when I wake up, I get it. I'm like, yeah, I was being a total bitch that day. I get it. I'm sorry.
Like, or you do like, oh my gosh. So when you say that, like, I wake up the next morning, you know, when you drink too much or whatever, and you know you were a total asshole, and you sit there and you're hungover, but then you try to drink to think about what you did to try to make it go away.
You're like, I'm going to find a logical explanation for why I acted like this, because I know you did something. I know you did something.
That's right. And then so you call your Gemini twin and be like, you already know how I feel right now, so I did such and such and such. You explain it to them, they're like, oh, it's not so bad. And they try to like make you feel better, but it doesn't. But then it kind of does. Like,
you're just supporting me right now.
Right. Tell me the truth. But no, honestly, to tell you the truth, I mean, we do have our down days, but for the most part, I mean, everybody wants to always be around us. Everybody wants the energy that a Gemini
Geminis have really good energy. I have plenty of friends, and hopefully we'll be able to get some of them on here as guests. But I have so many friends who are Geminis, which is crazy, and yet we get along so well. Geminis get along with each other really well, as long as you're not in a relationship, like male, female. But like, Gemini women understand each other, because it's like, I get where you're coming from. Like, you're fun, I'm fun, let's hang out. And I feel like, you know, a lot of women need to know, like, we are here for each other. Like, there may be 10 of us in a room when there's only 2, but
right. There's only two of us, but hey,
it feels like
we're
10.
still gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
So with you saying that, like, we're here for other women, it's just like, so can we get past the whole women shaming thing? Or are we gonna say that for a whole nother episode? Because I feel like
we should save it, but we could talk about it for a second. So we're not about that. We already know that. Like, we're about uplifting and motivating. Like, our first thing in the day is, your hair looks so good, or that outfit is banging, right? Like that, right. Your shoes are on point, right? Like, that's how we start. Never in my mind do I think negative, like, ew, like, she should not be wearing those that don't go with that outfit. You know, like, I try not to think that way. Maybe it's the progression of getting older as a Gemini and looking at things differently, but that's the whole purpose in our podcast, is like, let's be motivational and let's understand, like, we don't have to women shame. Like, why do women do that? Like, what's the purpose in that?
I don't know. I feel like if I see somebody wearing something, like, okay, I'm guilty, I'm not perfect, I will say there has been times. There has been times.
I mean, you can think it. Like, I'm not saying we're perfect, right? But
I probably voiced it, but not to that person. But I'm just saying, like, you'll see some girl and you'll be like, damn. Like, at first sight, you're just like, damn. And then you'll be like, oh, I see what she did with that. Like, that's cute. Instead of hating, just be like, you don't gotta say it to her.
You finding the positive in what she's got on, or you're finding the positive in why she acted the way she acted.
I see where you went with that. I see what you're doing. That's cute. Very creative. Like, once people all start realizing that nobody is really the same, but we're kind of like, what is it? We all put our pants on, like, on legs. I don't know if you have
one leg at a time.
One leg at a time. That's what I'm trying to say. But, and no one should. Everybody should stink. I think that it would be so much better. Like, women shaming does nothing for anybody, because 9 times out of 10, when you do shame, you're looking at the outfit, you're definitely going to go to the store and try to duplicate the same freaking thing. I bet you 9 times out of 10, unless you're just a super bitch and you're just like, I really didn't like it. And that's fine too. But you don't have to put somebody else down.
So is that where bougie comes in, where you think you're better than someone? Because I don't feel like bougie means that it's what you have or what you do or what you purchase. I think it has to do with how you put yourself on a different level than others who have the same or less. Like, that's what makes you bougie, is you condemn or you have an issue with other people.
Right. I feel that.
It's an attitude thing more than anything.
It is an attitude thing. It's how you carry yourself. It's like, I don't know. But I personally think that, I don't know, most people think that I'm super bougie, but that's because they don't really know who I am.
What about you makes you bougie to them?
I guess my lifestyle and how I carry myself. I don't know.
You live in the South, for one. So does that mean you have to live exactly? So when you live in the South, now mind you, I've lived in Atlanta for 12 years. So when you live in the South, if you live on a certain side of town, does that automatically make you bougie, or does that mean that you've worked hard for the things that you have? Like, it's just.
Are you asking me, is that what other people think, that I'm bougie because I live on a different side of town?
Have they ever like said anything to you because of that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I have like family members that say, you forget where you came from. Oh, do I now? No, I don't. I remember living in my house that was like the size of my garage, that only had a heater in the hallway. And my brother, if he's never told you about this before, I would tell you now, that had a heater in the hallway that we used to snuggle up in, because that's the only way that we would get heat. We didn't have like, the things in
the central air.
No, we didn't have none of that. It came out of one spot right there in the hallway. And my mother my brother and I would sit there and we would snuggle up because that's how we would.
Now, mind you, let's just say this: you lived in a state that snowed and that had real winters, so it was really
Ohio.
cold. Yep. So I think we're gonna end this off with what I call word up, because we feel that in growing, you also have to grow your vocabulary.
Absolutely. I'm trying every day. I am.
Right. Like being in a career or even just finding a job. Sometimes your resume, sometimes you're just how you speak can make a huge difference. And me coming from having like a career for a long time, things that I've noticed, I'll bring it up. Well, today I'm going to bring up in what we look at as the stop saying very on everything, right? Like, you're very cute. I'm very excited. And like that, you think putting very in front of something like extends the word.
Makes it so much better than what it is. Like, you are very attractive.
Right. Right. So how about instead of using the word very, and we will do this as the word up very addition, and we'll do more as we go. The first word we're going to use is very, the first phrase is very confused. Instead of saying I am very confused, you could say I'm so confused. I'm super confused. Super is another word that a lot of people use.
You are very confusing right now.
Right.
Very.
Right.
I don't know. Very is not really.
I feel like these days, very is not the same as saying super. Like, even my nail lady says, those are super cute. That's a super cute color. That will look super cute. Like, and I'm like, okay, does she know any other word but super?
No, but that's actually sometimes cute. I like when other people use words like that, like super or whatever. It makes me forget like those words even exist.
But I think in a professional atmosphere, super and very there are so many words out there that people can learn. So I feel like in this example, we're going to use the word perplexed. You can say, she gave him a perplexed look. Like, she was confused. She didn't understand what he was saying. She gave him a perplexed look. She gave him a very confused look. Like, it was very confusing. That's the Valley girl in me. It was very confusing.
That is Valley as you get, because I'm pretty sure mine goes higher. Like, oh my God.
Right. Well, we're not trying to make fun of building words. It is kind of funny when you hear people say that all the time. Like I told you, my nail lady says super all the time. And I'm like, does she like there's other adjectives and other adverbs you can use.
Oh my gosh. But the funny thing is like, have you ever been around a person that used a word that did not fit, that does not go? And you're like, I am so very
extruniated by what's going on, and you're like,
look, clenching my pearls.
They just say?
I am so very embarrassed for you right now, because that is embarrassing.
And you're like, that I put my shoe on? Like what are you talking about?
Did you just try to use a big word and it didn't go over well? Yeah, I know quite a few people that use big words. And I'm
right.
Like,
so there's two parts to this, right? There's not using big words because you're scared to use them because you think you don't know. So you use very and super.
Look at them, very perplexed. Like,
okay, can we not put very in front of perplexed? Perplexed is pretty out there. But then there's those on the other side who use the word in the wrong way because they're trying too hard. So how about we stay in the middle? And
how about you edit that out, because I really didn't even say that. I was like, we're very perplexed. Like, what an idiot. I really said that.
But guess what? You learned today. You only say perplexed.
You don't have to say very perplexed, just perplexed.
Like, why is it gotta be so emotional or so serious? Very.
Everything is so
Or
serious
super.
right
Or
now.
everything has to be on 10. Like, it doesn't.
I'm always on 10.
I know.
Let
I
me just
can
tell
tell.
you.
I can tell. Well, this was great. And I'm always happy to talk to you. And we always have fun. And now we get to let everybody else see everything we do and how we have these conversations all the time. So the next podcast, we will talk about struggle.
Ew, that's going to be serious.
Super serious.
Maybe we should lead off with that, and then we're going to come into something different because I can't be serious for a really long time.
Okay. Okay. Well, it was great talking. So we will be back in a few days.